The Air Force Academy Falcons will go for their second win in the Rare Air Challenge as they take on the Terriers of St. Francis College in Brooklyn, New York. Hello, everybody, from the Cadet Natatorium here at the Air Force Academy. I'm Jeffrey Orman with Mike Kuipers. Earlier today, Air Force defeated Iona University 13-10. Grant Snyder and Kaito Ham had 3 goal days, and A.J. Kuipers with 13 saves. This is the second meeting of the year between the Terriers and Falcons, and to tell you a little bit about this team from Brooklyn, New York, here is my broadcast partner, Mike Kuipers.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, St. Francis, Brooklyn, New York. They've played Air Force in the Bruno Classic. Unfortunate loss, 13-15 for Air Force. So far in this series between Air Force and St. Francis, Air Force is 0-3, so this will be the 4th contest against this very capable team. What you'll find from this team is they're very aggressive in the water, particularly on defense. So both teams are going to be looking, kind of a similar pattern, right? Air Force with its strong defense, and St. Francis is also going to be doing that. Hopefully here at a little bit higher altitude, Air Force will have a little bit more of an advantage on the sprint side of things, so maybe we'll see some counterattacks and fast breaks, but certainly an aggressive team in the water.
This is a team that's got certainly has international flavor. They have 8 countries representing the St. Francis Terriers, none of them from the United States. The first game, it was quite the day for Baptiste Oliveri as he had 6 goals in that win. Coming up next, it is going to be Air Force and St. Francis College in Game 2 of the Rare Air Challenge. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Back once again at the Cadet Natatorium here at the United States Air Force Academy. Jeffrey Orman along with Mike Kuipers as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Air Force Academy Falcons. In the goal will be number 1, A.J. Kuipers, Grant Snyder, number 2, number 4, Ian Christie. Number 5, Jake Dixon, a freshman, will get a start today. Number 9, Jackson Carter, number 10, Cole Copperwood, and Kaito Ham, number 15, will also get the start for Air Force. Apparently, we will not have a national anthem. It looks like we're going to go straight to it. Mike, for the St. Francis College Terriers, in the goal, Jordi Stankovic. He'll be number 1. Number 2, Paul Armengol. Adonis Vlasis, number 3. Number 4, William Simpson. Number 6, Matteo Nardelli. Number 9, Aleska Siskovic. And number 10, we just mentioned him, Baptiste Oliveri. So, high-scoring affair, maybe not. Probably another low-scoring affair. But this is a game that could put the Air Force Academy Falcons in the national rankings, Mike. And they're no strangers to each other. They've played each other once before. What kind of adjustments do you think they'll make to each other?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, number 19 ranked in the nation, St. Francis. And after the win over Navy, who was ranked 20, a win here certainly will put Air Force into that number. I think the first contest between these two teams in a while took Air Force a little bit by surprise. As you mentioned, 6 different countries represented. European style of water polo play, a little bit different than the American style. A lot of grabbing and movement of bodies. I think Air Force is going to recognize that going into this match.
Grant Snyder is 25-1 in sprints, 92% winning average. And here we go. And as they battle for it, it looks like it is going to go over to St. Francis as they'll be moving from our right to our left. Visitors will be wearing the white, and pretty much for the entire tournament, it will be the Air Force Academy in the dark caps. A team that, as Mike mentioned a little bit earlier, they are nationally ranked. And as we will see this European style, here's a shot and a block, another field block.
That by Kaido Hamner, a 15 center defender.
Be interesting to...
Offensive foul called against St. Francis, and it'll be a turnover going Air Force way now.
Which begs the question, I'm wondering, Mike, how physical do you think this could be?
Oh, it's going to be really physical. In fact, part of the defeat, I think, of Air Force last time was the fact that they got excluded. 4 of their players got completely excluded from the game over the course of that contest. Grant Snyder, Ian Christie, Cole Copperwood, and Larson McCarroll. So you can imagine how difficult it would have been to, for the win for Air Force with those players out.
Absolutely. But they're playing here now.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. As the Terriers on the attack, there's a skip shot knocked away by A.J. Kuipers into the hands of Air Force. And here come the Falcons.
And number 2, Grant Snyder bringing it down. Neither offense been able to get anything going just yet. Still a lot of water polo play, obviously.
Probably feeling each other out. Again, they have played each other before, with the Terriers winning a 15-13 match. And Grant drawing the foul. Dump off to the left side now. 6 seconds left to go on the shot clock. A long bomb. It's off the top of the cage. And the turnover will go to the Terriers. We are just underway. 6:19 left to play here in quarter number 1. Jeffrey Orman along with Mike Kuipers at the Cadet Natatorium. Day 2 of the Rare Air Challenge. Falcons 1-0 so far in the tournament. Pump fake.
Shot here.
Drawing the foul. There's a shot knocked away by A.J. A.J. with 13 saves in the first game today of the 13-10 victory over Iona University. There's a shot, and that's off the cage, and rebound is coming right back to Air Force.
Nice hard shot by number 15, Kaido Ham there. Just misses. Hits the post.
Christie now with the ball. He fires and scores, and Air Force jumps off to a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that's number 4, Ian Christie, the sharpshooter. Again, no surprise where that ball went, top right corner.
And now the Falcons will make some substitutions in the water as Ian puts them on top by the score of 1-0.
Number 18, Colin Chase coming in. Number 13, Larson McCarroll as well in center.
And so Air Force putting a little bit of a press on in the half tank area. A lot of activity down low. Ball knocked away. Air Force has got it. They're going to beat the throw. And tries to draw the foul. Does so. Here come the Falcons. Let's see what they have here. Maybe a 3-on-3, Mike. And a wind a shot. It's knocked away by the goalie.
That was the right play. Nice job by number 2, Grant Snyder, on drawing the exclusion. Jackson Carter coming down the middle, pass to him. He was the right person to shoot that ball. Just a good block by the goalie.
Stojkovic making a good play there. Here comes the Terriers of St. Francis. Ian Christie with the first goal of the day for the Air Force Academy Falcons. They lead 1-0, and this shot goes way over everything, and the ball goes over to Air Force.
Offensive, called on number 2, Grant Snyder.
Was that a quick whistle, Mike?
That was an offensive turnover called on number 2, Grant Snyder, while they were in transition there. So it'll go back to St. Francis. New 30 for them.
I got a feeling you do not want to give this Terrier team a lot of opportunities.
Absolutely. In the last contest between these two teams, Air Force really came back in the fourth period. Despite having that number of folks down, almost came back and pulled it even.
Goal by number 7, White. Giannis Ignatius.
But with a team, quality team like this, inevitably, if they're going to spend more time on offense, they're going to put points in their column, and they do so here. Tie it up 1-1.
Ioannis Ignatiadis out of Athens, Greece. Again, this Terrier team is represented by 8 countries. Greece has just checked in. All right, here is Ian Christie. Had an idea of going down low, I think. Here's Cole Copperroot. He'll have the ball on the right side of the cage.
He looked across there. Brought it back up top.
See if they want to go down low. Nope, they're just going to be, right now, patience of virtue. 7 seconds left to go. Air Force is going to have to fire one here, and they go wide left.
Just wide of the cage, shot by number 9, Jackson Carter.
Outlet pass, and very quickly, the Terriers trying to go for the lead. They have the look, and
Save.
A.J. Kuipers saves it from breaking the plane.
Yeah, just got his arm down. That ball wanted to float back, but he quickly reached back and prevented that from breaking the plane.
Ian Christie winds, fires, and Air Force goes on top.
Snipe from the outside, number 13, Larson McCarroll.
Larson McCarroll, a first-classman, puts the Falcons up 2-1.
Yeah, nice shot by Larson. Top right corner. That's where you want to be shooting.
I'll tell you, any contributions will be welcome here against this Terrier team. And Larson McCarroll with his first goal of the match. Larson has 7 on the year.
Another steal for number 2, Grant Snyder.
Here is Grant Snyder, who will lead the assault.
Nice job by Grant. That's the second steal of the game. More time on offense means less time on offense for St. Francis.
That's for darn sure.
Offensive call on Air Force.
The head coach of St. Francis, Elisa Durbeck. Two to 1 the score here in the first quarter. Working around that right side, there's a shot. Once again, A.J. Kuipers with another stop.
And a turnover on the counter.
Holy cow.
Exclusion, rather.
All right.
Air Force still looking to capitalize on this man up.
And with 2:34 left to go in the first period, Air Force leads it by the score of 2-1. We have an exclusion. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Jeffrey Orman along with Mike Kuipers here at the Cadet Natatorium at the United States Air Force Academy as the Falcons are on top by the score of 2-1. And Mike, so far early, what have you seen?
Yeah, as I expected, some really tight pressure from a quality team like St. Francis we're going to see. So, low scoring affair thus far, 2-1. This is first or second power play opportunity for Air Force here. Weren't able to convert on the first one. Let's see if we can get it done here.
Sam De La Cruz checking into the match. David Brown coming out. And here come the Falcons. A nice run would help Air Force. Christie,
Inside.
right side, you can hear Ryan Brown calling the play. Here is Christie. 12 seconds to go. There's a shot in the corners. It scores, and Falcons go up 3-1.
Number 4, Ian Christie.
Thought that ball was going to be inside of Kaido Ham, and he was going to drive, but he dumps it back to Ian Christie, number 4, who fires it across the cage and into the corner.
Number 2 scorer on the Air Force Academy water polo team, and Ian has 2 on the books this afternoon, or tonight I should say, this evening, as the Falcons will make some more substitutions in the water. And I'm guessing that might be Ryan Brown's strategy. We're going to see a lot of rotation tonight.
Yeah, you want to keep the players as fresh as possible.
Falcons up 3-1 with 2:11 left to play here in the first quarter. St. Francis, the Terriers from Brooklyn, New York. Once again, the Terriers, it looks like Ian is going to be taking his seat. And now the Terriers will have a man advantage. They pump, they fake, they look at the top, they go to the top of the post, now off to the right side. Try to go into that wing position. I thought they would see a shot there. We do, and there's a score.
Yeah, patience by St. Francis player there. Fake to the right, put it in near side.
We've called his name before, Baptiste Oliveri, who now has 7 goals against the Air Force Academy this season. Baptiste from Marseille, France.
Number 8, Jacob Yee coming in for Air Force. Of note, in the last contest between these two teams, Jacob Yee with 4 goals on 6 shots. So let's see if he can replicate some of that magic he had in the first game.
There he is with the ball at the top of the point. Back to Christie, and the ball gets loose. 7 seconds left to go, going down low, being double teamed down under. And the turnover is going to go to the Terriers.
Sam De La Cruz smothered on that by 2 defenders. And a bullet shot off the the 5 position there through the hands of AJ to the far side of the net.
Palamolieri ties it up for the Terriers. 2-goal advantage for Air Force, and the Terriers just took it right away. And here come the Falcons moving from left to right. This is Ian Christie with the touch. Pretty tight D being played by the Terriers down low. Here's Cole Copperrood as he tries to penetrate. He might have a look. And he tries to dump it down low. And an exclusion being whistled on the Terriers, so the Air Force with an opportunity to regain the lead. Patience is a virtue. 38 seconds left to play in the first quarter. There's a shot and a score.
There it is, Jeffrey. I was just going to say Air Force 0 for 3 so far on the power play. But the pass on the post to Sam De La Cruz, number 6, and that makes it 1-4. Air Force goes up by 1.
So Sam De La Cruz, I think we'll take a breather now as a substitution is made. Got a feeling this could be a tight match from what we're seeing, Mike. We're here with 34 seconds left to play here in period number 1.
Yeah, definitely Air Force felt like at the end of that contest last 2 weekends ago that they could have won that game. And I think they certainly believe that here tonight.
And we get an exclusion. 6-5 advantage now for the Terriers. And this one is batted into the net, and they say it will count.
That was really close to the 2 meter there.
I was watching the official as Leondas Athensulis from Greece ties it up at 4.
St. Francis very effective on the power play and getting that ball inside of the post position.
8 seconds left to go here in period number 1, tied at 4, low-scoring affair. And they're going to have to hurry. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, it's off the cage, out of play. And with 1 second, the Terriers will get a long bomb here. And there it goes. And wide right. As Jordi Stajkovic ends the first period with a score tied at 4. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Quick look at the scoring numbers for the Air Force Academy Falcons. Ian Christie with a pair of goals, McCarroll with 1, and Sam De La Cruz to account for the Air Force scoring at 4. As the Terriers and the Air Force Academy Falcons face each other for the second time this 2022 season. Low scoring affair, pretty much anticipated, I think. Air Force continuing to play good defense, Mike. They really are.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams doing a great job on defense. They're knowing that defense is going to give them the opportunities that they need. Air Force looking for its first win against this team. Definitely think they can do that. Evenly matched in the water for sure, and we've seen that in the first period.
Dylan Sinclair, one of the co-captains for Air Force, along with A.J. Kuipers, having a chat with Ryan Brown on the sidelines. And here we go with the second quarter. The Terriers getting the opening sprint. And here we go once again. And they have got some speed coming out of the blocks, and they'll get the sprint once again. They have got some speed coming out of off that side of the pool. 4-4 is the score as we start the second quarter of play. And trying to draw a foul. Terriers on the attack. Try to dump it to the side, and there's a shot in the corner and a score, and the Terriers go ahead 5-4.
That was right through number 4, Ian Christie, on defense. Near side in the cage. AJ not able to get there in time either.
Aleska Siskovic from Belgrade.
St. Francis with a quick strike here in the second period.
So the Falcons find themselves trailing here in the second period. We're just underway. We played a grand total of 30 seconds. Ian Christie has the ball as they go up top. Off to the left side. Kaido Ham, I believe, with the ball. He winds, he fires. That one's blocked and out of play, and it'll go right back to the Terriers. McCarroll was actually the one that took the shot, and here we go with the Terriers on the attack. Nice steal by Air Force. Good play there. Cole Copperrood gets his hands on it. That was a ball that was loose, and Cole took it away from him.
Yeah, I think number 9 thought he was going to get a call on that, was looking at the referee for a whistle call. Didn't get it. Cole said, hey, I'll take that ball.
And once again, here's Cole Copperrood on the near side of the pool. Outside to Christie. 8 seconds to shoot. Go to the right side. There's a shot and just hits the side of the post and goes out of play.
Yeah, blocked out by the goalie, so new 30 for Air Force. They'll get another shot at it here.
Air Force gets it back. Once again, Ian Christie. Like I think they're trying to run a double post, as you suggested. They're lob and a score, and we're tied at 5.
Great shot selection there by number 2, Grant Snyder. Coley was already committed. He was already coming down. Grant recognized that. A little lob over the head. Never a great shot if you're the goalie, but certainly great for the Air Force.
Sometimes finesse beats brute strength, and we just saw it right there as Grant ties it at 5. Little finesse there. I remember seeing a video of some of the top 10 things that water polo players do not say, and one of them is lob shots are my favorite, if you're a goalie. Here we go. Ball being knocked around towards the backside.
Good pressure by Air Force here.
Extending the pressure. There's a shot. That goes wide left. Air Force has a chance to go ahead here.
That again by number 9, Aleska Siskovic from Serbia. He loves this side and the near side here. He has got an arm on him.
Cole Copperrood draws the foul, and Air Force maintains. There's a shot. It's off the post. Rebound is battled for, and it is going to go over to the Terriers.
Air Force is going to find themselves down here on the counter.
Looks like the Terriers might have a look on the right side. They crank, they fire, field block, and it's going to turn over to Air Force.
That was a huge field block by number 2, Grant Snyder there, as Air Force was outmanned 4-on-3.
Members of Iona University's men's water polo team, squad that Air Force defeated earlier today, in attendance. They're taking a look at some of the action, maybe doing a little scouting, obviously. Here we go. Here's Ian Christie. Pumps. Their shot is partially blocked. And turnover will go to the Terriers.
Now recovered by number 5, Jake Dixon, but in his effort to try to maintain possession of that ball, he put the ball under. Turnover to St. Francis.
Go down low, maybe. Nope. They let fly, and that skips wide to the right of the net, and Air Force will have a chance to go ahead.
So St. Francis pushing a little bit now on offense, which is good. Air Force can convert here. They're leaving a man behind, so we're going to be up on 6-on-5.
And it is Grant Snyder. He's got that man bearing down a little bit on him, a little reach in. Again, now the Terriers have got their people in position. 8 seconds left to go on the shot clock. And every time they go down low, the Terriers are right there to turn it right back over, and we're going to have a timeout called. It is going to come with 4:11 left to go before the halftime. We are tied at 5. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Back once again at the Cadet Natatorium at the United States Air Force Academy. I'm Jeffrey Orman along with Mike Kuipers. You see the score. Another defensive battle shaping up on this Friday night. Air Force Academy football team, by the way, on the road as they take on Wyoming. That kickoff has just happened, so that game is underway. And the women's volleyball team just down the hall from us also in action. I don't know, how similar to this is this match to maybe what we saw last night?
Yeah, you're going to see two teams pretty evenly matched in the pool at each position, fighting one another. So in that way, it's very similar. But it's always it goes to another level when it's Service Academy versus Service Academy.
Yellow card just got administered to Aleska Siskovic. And we're going to have a turnover on an offensive foul. And the Falcons will send Ian Christie with the ball as he comes up the center of the pool. Falcons had a 2-goal lead, but it was erased by the Terriers. There's a shot by Christie. Oh, 5 meters, no problem.
I think Ian Christie, number 4, is most comfortable between 10 and 12 meters out. He has that laser arm that goes right to the corner.
And Ian has a hat trick here in the first half. Well, it's just a cranking fire with him, isn't it? Falcons lead it by 1 as Ian Christie hits a long bomb outside the 5-meter line. Again, the Terriers working that ball around to the right side. There's a shot knocked away by A.J. Kuiper, still a 50-50 ball.
That was great defensive series there by Air Force there. You noticed that most of those St. Francis players were really pushed to the outside, really didn't have an opportunity to do much of anything, and a shot from the outside, A.J.'s got a good chance to get it.
Well, here's the Mad Bomber, Ian Christie. Oh, take a shot from there. Why not? That's his area. Ian Christie wants to dump it down low. I think we're going to get a foul call. Air Force will have it. It will be an exclusion, absolutely. I think when you belt the guy in the back of the head, that might get an exclusion.
Yeah, nice job by Ian Christie, not taking the shot, recognizing Grant Snyder open there.
Try to go down low, and it is knocked away. Good defensive effort once again by the Terriers.
Yeah, that ball intended for Grant Snyder, who had inside water. Cole Copperwood trying to make it across. Defender able to get there in time, though.
Paul Armengol was the man that got the hand on it. Dumping it down low. And we're going to have an exclusion. So once again, the Terriers will have an advantage, 6-on-5.
They did a much better job this time on getting down on offense, creating an opportunity for a power play, getting inside water. It'll be a shot here.
There's the shot, there's the score. Jonas Vlasis.
Substitutions in for Air Force. Number 18, Colin Chase, will come out. Number 13, Larson McCarroll, in his place.
Well, let's see what the strategy will be here. Once again, there's Ian Christie. Hat trick already in the first half. Back to Grant Snyder. Tries to go down low. Ball gets knocked away. And right back to the Terriers.
Yeah, that ball coming in a little hot from Grant Snyder, intended for Larson McCarroll. No chance he was going to get a hold of it. So it goes back the Terriers' way.
6-6 is our score in the lowest scoring event. And turnover goes Air Force.
That was a number 6, Matteo Nardelli, who rolled from the game.
Ryan Brown yelling 3-3 to the left of us here, setting up the offense. That ball got away. Cole Copperwood recovering. And here is Grant Snyder. He'll go to the left side. There's a shot. It's partially blocked, and it goes in the goal.
Weight room number 15, Kyle.
Nice to get a little help from your friends, even if your friends on your team. Field block, but the power behind that shot from number 15, Kaido Ham, puts it to the back of the net. So a note on that previous offensive turnover and exclusion. Number 6 rolled from the game, simulation on that after a warning on the yellow card earlier in the game.
Jacob Yee is in. Jackson Carter is out for Air Force as the Falcons lead at 7-6, 48 seconds before the break. A tight match, just like we saw last night. I think they want to go to the center position. There's a 50-50 ball. I think we might, let's see, what are they going to call?
Yeah, that's an exclusion against Air Force.
Yep,
Number
I thought
4,
so.
Ian Christie, against number 9, who drew that. That's Aleska Siskovic.
Cranking, trying to go down low. There's a shot and the equalizer.
And that, again, to number 9, Aleska Siskovic, who's done a great job both on offense and defense for St. Francis. He's really been a force to be reckoned with. If Air Force is going to be successful in this game, they got to figure out a way to handle number 9.
That is his second goal of the match, and we are tied with a pair of 7s with 18 seconds left to play. Let's see who will get the final shot for Air Force as we're down to 9. There's a try to center it. Air Force still in possession. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's it. We are at halftime. 7-7 is our score, maybe. All right, there we go. The officials say everybody take 5. 7-7 is our score as Air Force and St. George, the Terriers out of Brooklyn, New York, tied up at 7. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. 7 up here at the Cadet Natatorium at the United States Air Force Academy. I'm Jeffrey Orman along with Mike Kuipers. Quick check of the scoring sheet. We have a hat trick for Ian Christie. Of course, Grant Snyder also getting into the scoring column. Lance McCarroll putting his name in the book on the stat sheet. Sam De La Cruz with a goal. And number 15, Kaido Ham, also gets in the book. The Terriers, as you mentioned, Mike, during the break, are 5-4, but they have played extremely tough competition this year.
Yeah, they have indeed. Their losses come to University of Pacific, ranked number 5th in the nation, Stanford number 4, GW 16, and Fordham 17. So they play a lot of really tough teams.
Well, here we go.
Air Force being one of them.
Yes, indeed. Well, it's a tight one, folks.
Looks like it'll be number 8, Jacob Yee, on the sprint for Air Force as we head into the third period of play. Third period, a good period for Air Force. They've tended to do really well in the third period of play on most of the games that they've had so far.
And here we go with the opening sprint, and this is they're going to call a jump, or are they going to call a turnover?
They're going to call two hands on number 8, Jacob Yee. He actually got to the ball first, but secured it with both hands.
And you cannot do that. The goalie is the only one that's allowed. All right, so the Terriers with a chance to go up top, except there'll be a turnover, and Air Force will have it.
Offensive turnover from the center there.
Falcons trying to go back on top. They had a 2-goal lead, but the Terriers were the Terriers were able to even that up. A lot of activity around Grant Snyder. 2 seconds, 1 second.
Exclusions on by number 18.
Nice selection there by number 8, Jacob Yee, to get it into 18, Colin Chase, who draws the exclusion. So now it'll be a power play for Air Force.
Good opportunity right here. You got, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, you have got to take advantage of everything against this Terrier team, and an interception and a turnover goes to the Terriers. Just underway here in period number 3, second goal of the Rare Air Challenge for Air Force. They won their opening game 13-10 over Iona.
It's going to have to be quick passes on those power plays, and they have to be accurate because a team like St. Francis is going to take advantage of that with the steals.
15 Air Force, Kaido Ham.
Kaido Ham, another field block for Kaido. He was our post-game guest in the first game. I think this young man starting to establish himself a little bit in these matches. 2 big blocks by him. Again, it's defense, Mike. I mean, we've seen defensive battles. We've seen that Air Force defense, and you got to like what you've seen so far. Low-scoring affair here, 7-7. We've played almost 2 minutes, and nobody has scored. There's a nice block by A.J.
Unfortunately, that's the goalie on the other team. It was a good shot by Cole Copper in number 10. Tried to go cross cage, and a great read by the goalie.
I'm not too tired. Jordy Zokovic. All right, we'll get it right this time. But AJ, if you're down there, that was a nice play. All right, here we go. It's ball down low. Now I can say it, I think.
Number 15, Kaido Ham's there again.
Now, I'll tell you what, we've heard Kaido Ham's name announced 3 times in this period.
Yeah, he's playing well today. Had a great game earlier and continuing that trend here. Now
there's an opportunity, Alabama score.
Freshman, it's number 18, Colin Chase.
Great assist pass by number 9, Jackson Carter, into 18, Colin Chase, who got inside water. Really nice job by Colin Chase there. Put it over the goalie's head, bar down and in.
Colin Chase, 4th classman for Air Force. Colin, that is his 9th goal of the 2022 campaign. Gives the Falcons an 8-7 lead. Shot on the score.
Yeah, kind of took the defense unaware. AJ didn't think that shot was coming off. Perfect shot selection, goes near side skip and in. So both teams trading goals here. No team more than a 2-goal lead at any point in this contest.
That last shot, Adonis Vlasis, I think we said his name today. Back and forth we go. Pair of 8s on the board, third period, 5:01 left to go. Drew the foul. Tries to go take it down low. Cole Copperwood looks like he's got the ball on the right-hand side. 8 seconds left to go. Where do they go with this? Backhander, no. Nicely blocked by the goalie. There's going to be, I would think, an exclusion there. And it sure will be. Can't pull them under the water. Air Force with a shot there, and they score. They take advantage right away.
Great movement by number 2, Grant Snyder, on the inside. Didn't want to wait to get it set up on the outside on that power play. Decides to take it himself right to the goal. Did I mention also a great backhand attempt by number 13, Larson McCarroll. Blocked by the goalie, but Air Force recovered.
Grant Snyder with his 2nd goal of the night. 9-8, Air Force is on top. We're at the 4:23 mark in period number 3. Terriers in possession of the ball. Looks like Air Force playing a 3-man D down low. And the equalizer, and yes.
So St. Francis does the same thing here. Quick pass into the man who drew the exclusion, number 10. That Baptiste Oliveri. Number 10, Cole Copperwood, excluded on that.
Cole Copperwood was excluded, and now Oliveri gets his 2nd goal of the match. Pair of 9s up, 4:06 in period number 3. A huge game for Air Force tonight.
Yeah, probably their stiffest competition in this weekend tournament, so a win here would really put a feather in their cap, Jeff.
I think they tried to skip it down low, and looks like we're going to have an exclusion. Let's see if Air Force, as they tip it off to the right side, trying to set up, looking for the good shot.
Ryan Brown calling for the team to spread out here on the 6-on-5.
That ball is tipped away. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Here is Christie. Lost the ball. Picked up by Air Force. They've got 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Dumping it down low. Wait a minute. 3 seconds, and I think we had a timeout called, I believe. I heard an air horn.
He did. He called a timeout with 3 seconds left on his.
We're just going to go ahead and keep it here because I don't think this timeout is going to take very long. I think Ryan Brown has probably seen a lot of opportunities that the Falcons may be squandering, Mike, and he says, you know, what are we doing? So now they'll take the timeout with 3:21 left to play in period number 3. Pair of 9s up on the board. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Three seconds. Well, now the shot clock expired, apparently. Or All right, we have a loose ball. All right, we've got a 50-50 ball, and Air Force has got it. I think that's Jacob who's capless down there.
Yeah, Jacob Yee drew that exclusion, and more than that, Jeff, that was number 10, Baptiste Oliveri, who got rolled from the game, so he is out.
All right. And so that takes away some firepower for the Terriers, doesn't it? So let's see if Air Force can capitalize. There's a shot and knocked away. Oh, some good goal play.
Nice block by the goalie there off a fire shot by number 15, Kaido Ham.
Stojkovic having a pretty good day in the net. .248 left to go in the third period. 9-9 is the score. Jacob Yee. There's a look. There's a shot. There's a score.
Great job by Air Force there, really being patient on watching that play develop. Jacob Yee from the far side, just waiting for Grant Snyder down on the post. Grant calling for it, a strike of a pass on the assist, and Air Force puts it into the far side of the net. Now 10-9.
Tell you what, Jacob Yee making his presence felt. Sometimes you got to do what the coaches call the dirty work, and Jacob Yee doing just that. And
yeah, hanging tough on defense.
Right.
Getting that exclusion call really made a huge difference here. Momentum going Air Force way right now.
10-9. Falcons on top. We have a couple of, I think, new folks in the pool. The usual suspects are still out there. There's Grant. I think Air Force is going to try and put a little pressure on as Grant Snyder tries to.
Number 3 there, Adonis Vlasis.
Nice steal. Nice steal. How many times have we called Kaido's name today?
Yeah, doing a great job on defense. So key.
Long pass is going to be retrieved by the Terriers.
Yeah, it just bounced. And the player went underneath number 9, Jackson Carter. Could have been a call against St. Francis there.
Thought the Terriers might have a look right there, but they draw the foul and will reload. 15 seconds left to go here on the shot clock. 1:50 in the match, and there's a skip shot and a score. Number 3, Adonis Vlasis.
AJ not happy about that. Looking for pressure from number 9, Jackson Carter. Didn't get it. Number 3 took advantage there. Adonis Vlasis picking up the slack for St. Francis. Puts another one in the top of the net. 10-10.
He's got 3 on the day. 1:43 left to go in a very tightly played contest. Here is Grant Snyder, and he draws the foul, gets it back, tries to make a move, dishes it. And now there's 7 seconds. There's a shot and a good save once again. Stojkovic probably didn't have a lot of mustard on that one, Mike. Here we've got a race down the right side of the pool. That ball is
number
down
3
there. It's a 50-50
on the correct
ball.
side for St. Francis, but not for Air Force.
And there is a tip in, and the Terriers go on top 11-10.
There. That pass across to the man inside, who's well inside the 2, but no 2-meter violation called on that.
Siskovic making the score.
That was number 3, Adonis Vlasis, really pushing number 9, Jackson Carter, to the outside to gain inside water. Good pass by the goalie. Pass across, and St. Francis pulls ahead by 1. In a game like this, you can't give away anything, Jeff.
No, you cannot. This should be tight all the way to the end, as we've got 62 seconds left to play in period number 3. Copperwood, there's a shot, there's a score, there's the equalizer.
number 4, Ian Christie's mitts to the back of the cage.
These last couple of goals on both sides of the team coming off of missed defensive missteps there. So, like I was saying, Jeff, you make a mistake on defense, both of these teams are going to capitalize on it.
Absolutely. Ian Christie with 4 goals on the night.
Great read by number 10, Cole Copperwood, on the cross pass.
Terriers, whistle, and we're going to get a timeout called, and it's going to be called by St. Francis with 42 ticks of the clock in the third period, and we'll take one as well. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. (11-11) the score, as you see. 42 seconds left to play in period number 3. St. Francis with the ball. And Falcons dropping back. Looking for a shot. Knocked away. Once again, the Terriers still have the ball. 23 seconds in the third period, and that one is high and wide. Shot a little bit high, and we hold right where we are at 11, 15 seconds. We may have another tight one here, Mike.
Be great for Air Force to go up by 1 here, a little momentum going into the fourth.
Let's see if it'll happen. They go down, though. There's a shot, hits the side of the cage. 1 second, and we will go to the fourth period tied at 11. You are watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Jeffrey Orman along with Mike Kuipers here at the Cadet Natatorium at the United States Air Force Academy, and an interesting change in goal.
Yeah, number 1A, Lucas Smith, warming up right now. Looks like he might go in this fourth period of play. Game's tied up 11-11.
How tight has this game been? Mike, you pointed out a very interesting stat at the end of each period.
Yeah, 4-4 in the first, 3-3 in the second, another 4-4 score in the third. Makes it all tied up 11-11. So neither team wanting to give away here. Trading goals back and forth.
I think it will be interesting in the post game to see why the switch in goal. And I'm sure if you're St. Francis, you're enjoying that moment right now, but let's not sell this man short.
Now, Lucas Smith more than capable of taking on this fourth period of play here. Nice to have an opportunity in a quality match when it's on the line. He's going to be facing plenty more of these situations in the next three years.
Absolutely he will. He is from Redlands, California. Had a pretty good East Coast swing, as you mentioned in our first game, Mike. Well, he's got a little heat on him right now, doesn't he? Cato Ham in the pool. Jacob Yee in the pool. Ian Christie, Grant Snyder. Jackson Carter. And we're ready for the fourth quarter sprint. And let's see who will draw that assignment.
So I don't think it was just looks like Lucas Smith was just getting a warm-up.
Okay. All right, it was a warm-up. I beg your pardon. I thought for a minute AJ, I don't know if something had happened to him, but anyway, they've got him warmed up, and AJ is back in the cage.
Looks like it'll be number 4, Ian Christie, on the sprint for Air Force here. Air Force coming up short on 3 of these thus far. St. Francis with some fast swimmers.
Well, so far, if my unofficial stats are correct, I think the Terriers have won every sprint.
All tied up. Air Force 11, St. Francis 11.
Well, strap in, folks. We could have another dandy for you tonight.
Yeah, in the last meet-up between these two teams, Air Force came on strong in the fourth period. Let's see if they can do that again here tonight.
All right, here we go. This could be good. Ball's in the water, knocked around, and then the Terriers get it.
The Terriers go 4 for 4 on the sprint.
And so the Terriers and the Air Force Academy Falcons battling it at 11-11 here in the fourth and final period. There's a shot, there's a score, and the Terriers go up on top.
A scoop shot right to the corner. Tough one for AJ to get to. Terriers draw first blood here in the fourth.
William Simpson puts the Terriers on top. Nobody has really been able to break free. The largest deficit for St. Francis has been 2 goals, very reminiscent of what we saw last night. Up to the post. Swing it to the right side. Back up top to the post. 8 seconds, there's a shot, it hits the top of the cage. Long rebound, and it's going to go to the Terriers. And here we go. They go down low on the fast break. And number 2 lost the ball. Gets it back. I think that one just slipped away.
It did slip out of his hand there. Looked like he was getting ready to fire. Couldn't get a grip on it.
Yep. Terriers up by the score of 12-11. Want to go down low. And they want to lob it, and AJ covers it.
Yeah. Air Force swarmed on D there. AJ with his hands up. Number 2, Paul Armengol, couldn't quite get it out of his hands.
The air is ready.
As you might guess, it's getting physical down there, as we anticipated. Terriers dropping back. Falcons with an opportunity and a good save once again. Jordy Stojkovic, he has had a good game in the nets. We've seen some good goal play this week in this homestand. Now the Terriers trying to take a 2-goal lead. There's the shot, and he skips it in for the goal, number 10.
Yeah, that's Baptiste Oliveri.
Baptiste Oliveri puts St. Francis up 13, Air Force 11.
That is the biggest lead for the Terriers in this match.
Yeah, Air Force is going to need to push back strong here. The Terriers feeling a little bit of momentum here going into the fourth. Question.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Question's going to be which team is going to, persevere here for the final 6 minutes of this contest.
Well, it's a good opportunity for the Falcons. Now they are down by 2. I don't think they have had a deficit like this through the entire tournament or through the entire homestand. So they're looking down the barrel of a 2-goal deficit. 8 seconds left to go. Ball is blocked, and it is going to be a turnover to the Terriers.
Ball into 18, Colin Chase. Went for the turn, but he was a little bit far on the outside. Hits the defender in the shoulder and goes out. I tell you, St. Francis has done a great job as
Turnover to Air Force. We got a 50-50 ball by the goal.
They're going to call a 5-meter penalty. That was unlucky there.
Well,
Air Force had the ball, but the number 3 from St. Francis went after it, and a 5-meter penalty call as he was trying to shoot the ball. He grabbed his hand. So unfortunate for Air Force here.
Number 1, Dark AJ Kuiper is looking to shut this down.
Baptiste Oliveri, who has 3 goals on the day, winds, fires, and scores.
A laser nut. Pretty fast shot by 10 White. Baptiste Oliveri.
Terriers with a 3-goal run.
And now we're going to see number 1A, Lucas Smith, come in, replace AJ and Cage.
Okay, so there was a reason for the warm-up, and we're seeing it right there. 5:04 left to play in the fourth quarter. Falcons down by 3 goals. And here come the Terriers. They get the turnover. And we might have a one-on-one, and there's a shot and a score.
Adonis Flassis taking that on his own there with the steal, coming down line, 2 defenders on his back, but outswam them. So St. Francis, holding tight here, even in the altitude, coming on strong in the fourth period, and they're up by 4, Jeff.
Yes, they are. They have made a 4-goal run in this period, and they start to pull away. 4:49 left to go. And I think we're going to have a timeout called, and we'll take one as well. It'll be by Air Force. 4:49 left to go in the match between Air Force and St. Francis College. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Well, the Falcons have a bit of a mountain to climb here. 15-11 with still plenty of time left to go. 4:49.
Yeah, their sharpshooters on St. Francis have been taking advantage of the momentum there. Number 3, Adonis Flassis. Number 9, Lesla Siskovic. Number 10, Baptiste Oliveri, coming up strong here to open up the fourth.
4 straight goals scored by the Terriers. It's time for the Falcons to do something about that, and they do.
Nice set-in shot to number 18, Colin Chase.
How about Colin Chase?
Yeah, nice job by Colin Chase on the center set. That was a textbook shot from center.
That's Colin's 2nd goal of the match. And the Falcons now trail it by the score of 15-12. Well, I think the game is starting to get down to the about as simple as it can, Mike. They've got to make the stop and they've got to make the score.
Yeah, Air Force has got a little hill to climb here. 3-goal deficit, only 4:30 left to play. No mistakes on defense here, and they got to convert on the other side.
Trying to work his way through the pack.
Great play by number 9, again, Alessa Siskovic, drawing the exclusion off the move on the inside, turning his player.
Go off to the wing. Trying to set. And we have a whistle.
Yeah, referee looking for the ball.
Okay.
I think they might have been checking on the clock there.
Correction, free dark is excluded.
Incorrect number excluded, so thought it was number 8, Jacob E., but it's number 3, Dylan Sinclair, on the exclusion, so just making that correction.
So with 4:19 left to play in regulation, Falcons down by 3. Kind of unfamiliar ground for them. They lob to the right side, try to center. There's the push, the shot, and the score.
Yeah, good job by St. Francis. Get it to the postman, number 3, Adonis Vlasis, and he gets it past Lucas Smith. You know, Jeff, of note, number 4, Ian Christie, out of this game with 3 exclusions on him. Number 10, Cole Copperwood, also out of this game. Not able to contribute here in this 4th period of play, so that definitely impacting Air Force's ability.
And did that not happen in the first game as well?
It sure did, yeah. Ian Christie was excluded, Cole Copperwood and Grant Snyder in that first contest.
All right. Terriers with a 4-goal lead. We're at the 4-minute mark.
And a counterattack here again by St. Francis. This number 12, Paulo Molerli.
And a shot. Nice block. Oh, that was pretty.
He'll have a 1 on nobody. That went right to his head.
Lucas Smith put that one almost in the stands. 16-12 in favor. There's a shot. Nope, Luca gets a beat. Lucas Smith. Tell you what, this young man is playing strong right now. Outlet pass, maybe a chance for the Falcons to score. They've got to look. They pump, they fire, they score.
Air Force doing what they need to do here, taking advantage of opportunities. Great block by number 1A, Lucas Smith. Outlet pass to Dylan Sinclair, and Dylan puts it away.
Well, we saw an example of something we just talked about. You got to play defense, and then you got to convert. They did it on that series. Can they do it again? Everybody's got to make a contribution here. End of the right wing. Get a hand on it. Get a hand on it. That's what they need to do. They might have a look there. Nope, they opted. There, they try to get it, and there's a turnover. Falcons have a chance to cut it to 2. A down pull pass. They've got the look, the turn, the shot, maybe. No, he loses the ball, and it's going to turn over to the Terriers, and I think we've got a 5-meter call.
Yeah, again, Jeff, another great stop. This time by number 15, Kino Ham on the cross pass, and Lucas Smith making a great pass to number 2, Grant Snyder. Thought Grant was going to put that in himself. He definitely had the goalie faked out. They called a 5-meter penalty instead. And we know how he does on 5-meter penalties, don't we?
I'm telling you right now, he could cut this thing to 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. A lot of time, 2:58. Snyder getting fired, and it's blocked. A good play in the goal.
St. Francis timeout.
Stojkovic with another great play, and I think we're going to have a timeout called, and I think the Terriers will call it. 2:53 left to go in regulation, 16-13. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Well, I'll tell you what, if there's a turning point, I mean, it's a 3-goal advantage for the Terriers, but the Falcons did have a chance to cut it to 2. A 5-meter penalty shot by Grant Snyder. Stojkovic was able to make the play. Now they've got the Terriers have the ball. 2:53 left to go, and hate to sound like a broken record, Mike, but make the stops and convert. It's pretty simple from here on in, I think.
Absolutely. That was a big missed opportunity by Air Force there. Again, I thought Grant was going to be able to take that shot himself. Had a 5-meter penalty. Made a good shot, but the goalie able to put the hand down in time. Ironically, that was the same shot he missed in the game against Navy. We'll see if he gets another opportunity like he did last night.
And as you mentioned, a couple of the Falcons are out of the match. Substitutions coming in. Well, time to tighten it up. We've talked so much about this Air Force D. It is time to really show their mettle here. There's a turnover, and it's going to go to Air Force right on cue. There they go down to Grant Snyder. There's a lob in the middle. They may have a look. There's a shot, a backhand, and a score, and waving it off, I think. Did he go in the 2-meter line? Here's we're going to start all over again.
Yeah, the crowd did not like that call. That was a ball underwater call on Jacob Yee right in front of the cage as he went to go score.
Well, the Falcons doing what they have to do. Skip shot, no.
And Grant with a skip over the cage. So St. Francis gets away with it again here. Jacob Yee with the goal. Doesn't count. Air Force with another opportunity, and St. Francis is going to slow it down here.
1:55 left to go. Just take some time. They might have had a look there. They're going to try maybe a lob, and they get it. That might do it.
Air Force looking a little defeated here right now. 1:48 left to play still. St. Francis goes up by 4.
6-2 run in the fourth quarter for the Terriers. After it was all knotted up every quarter. Dead even.
Yeah, and a couple of missed opportunities for Air Force. A penalty shot by Grant Snyder. That goal right there by Jacob Yee. That would be a look like a much different competition right now if those had gone in.
Falcons will be in play tomorrow as they'll take on Redlands at noon. 1:40 left to go.
Massive exclusion.
And there's an exclusion and a goal.
Showtime, Yee.
Nice shot by Jacob Yee, drawing the exclusion, getting the pass in by number 15, Kaido Ham. And Air Force cuts it to within 3. And now those 2 goals that they had would be really important. Deficit would have been just 1, but now it's 3.
Ryan Brown will be here for the postgame. We'll have the postgame comments. Talk with one of the Falcons. 17-14 is the score. Well, Mike, it's difficult, but I'm not sure it's impossible right now. They're going to have to score quick. They got the ball in the hands of the right man, Grant Snyder, and it's knocked away. Oh, Dzakovich has had a day. That man has been the story.
Yeah, he certainly shut down Grant here in the last 2 opportunities. Air Force on the counter there, really nice counter.
Stojkovic has just come up big in this fourth period. Got to give him credit. That's what you got to do. And right now the Terriers pretty much feeling pretty. Lucas Smith. And it looks like the Falcons might be heading for a 9-4 record with 31 seconds. The 10-game homestand, which the Falcons won 10 in a row. That's about 22 seconds from coming to an end. But you just start another one. Well, if you had to put a story on this game, Mike, I think it has to be the play of the Terrier goalie. Absolutely.
Yeah, certainly. They maintained strong D all throughout. Didn't give in on that fourth period. Came on strong in the fourth. It didn't help that number 4, Ian Christie, number 10, Cole Copperwood, excluded from the game in that period.
There's a shot and a score.
Grant goes high into the corner this time. Probably wished he had done that in the previous one as well. Puts the ball in the back of the net. And just a 2-goal deficit here.
And the Falcons will call a timeout with 16 seconds left to go. We'll take one as well. You're watching Air Force Water Polo on Falcon Vision. Or are we? Thought we were going to have a timeout called, but instead they will play on. 16 seconds for the Terriers to go 6-4, I believe, on the year. 9-4 for Air Force.
Air Force is covering down on every player, including the goalie covering down. So it's an open cage right now.
And it's knocked away.
Field block by number 2, Grant Snyder.
1-1. And, oh, they got him leaning the wrong way.
Number 9, Jackson.
Nice play
Oh.
call by Ryan Brown here, having every player on the Air Force team cover down a St. Francis player. Field block by Grant Snyder. Open man down. Jackson Carter puts it in.
They were down by 4, and they're going to win it by the score of 17-16. Well, a pretty nice run comeback for Air Force. Down by 4, but they lose it by 1, and St. Francis College picks up the victory. We will take a break. Post game coming up next. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. So the Falcons split the series here in day number 1 of the Rare Air Classic, and Ryan Brown joining us here at the post-game. And Coach, your evaluation of this game today, or the first two actually.
Well, I mean, the first game was great. We came out strong. We finished strong. We had a lot of contributing factors from everybody, so that part was great. Everybody contributed in the game. We played well. It was a good team game. This game, you know, we started the game off really well, and it was a battle. We knew it was going to be a battle. It was a 2-goal game last time we played them, 1 empty netter, which made it 2 goals last time, so we knew it was going to be a battle. They're a talented team. They're a great team. They played great. To be honest, they had more energy than us in the fourth quarter. We battled back right there at the end, put ourselves in contention, but, you know, we just ran out of time. Too many errors on our fault, you know, too many missed opportunities.
Well, I'll tell you what, not a bad start to the Rare Challenge. You certainly have more games to play. And I want to ask one thing, Coach. You made a switch in the goal. What was the reasoning?
You know, I was just trying to change the momentum of the game, doing something to try to change the momentum of the game. We were kind of stagnant. We were kind of losing ground in the game. So changing goalie might just give us a different look in the goal, might make them think about it a little bit different. Luka plays different than AJ does, so it gives us a different aspect, and just trying to change the momentum. And it sort of worked. It didn't work right away, but then, you know, we got momentum going the other direction, and we almost caught them.
Let's talk about the differences in the goalies. What do you see between Luka and AJ?
Luka's a little more mobile, coming out, stealing balls, so we needed to get going on the counterattack, and we needed to extend the game and shorten their possessions. So Luka kind of brings that to the table. So we were just trying it, and just like I said, just trying to change momentum somehow, some way.
Well, I guess the best thing you can do right now is get some rest and get ready for a high noon start.
Absolutely.
All right. Coach Ryan Brown, the head coach of the Air Force Academy Water Polo team, as they fall today by 1 goal, and they came back from a 4-goal deficit in the fourth quarter, but come up a little bit short. Well, as always, folks, we want to thank a bunch of people as I fumble with my notes here on camera. That's always exciting, isn't it? But we want to thank our Falcon Vision crew. Adam Drake has been our director. We want to thank Marcus Rodriguez, Nick Arseniak, and, of course, Stephen Cohen for their work, as well as my wingman here for game number 3, Mike Kuipers, and we'll do it again tomorrow, as we will have 2 on slate for you. The Rare Challenge begins at 12 noon for Air Force, as they will be taking on Redlands. And before I let you go, Coach, a quick scouting report on Redlands.
Solid team. It's going to be a good game. We just played them last weekend. It went down to a 1-goal game. I expect they're going to come out and battle and be ready to go tomorrow as well.
And we'll have that for you beginning at 12 noon here on Falcon Vision. For Ryan Brown and Mike Kuipers and our entire Falcon Vision crew, I'm Jeffrey Orman, bidding you a very pleasant good evening from the Cadet Natatorium here at the United States Air Force Academy.